Hi, my name is Ravi. I'm the proud founder of Blep Pet Food. We started Blep because of our personal experience. At my home, apart from my parents and my sister, we have our four-legged friend Max. And Max, when he was just 4 or 5 years old, he had gone through a lot of trouble with his health. What eventually happened at that point of time was he had gained a lot of weight. And this happened despite Max being very, very active. And when we deep dived, drilled into everything, consulted multiple vets, we realized that we need to change the diet. We were we were mind boggled as to why do we need to change the diet, because we were buying the best quality food from the market and it is very expensive. And I come from a middle class family. When we consulted the vets, saw online, went deep dive into it, and we realized that there are n number of issues with the most of the food that is available in the market. And hence, the idea came that we need to prepare something at home, and then it trickled finally to starting Blep. So I can't exactly name the brand, but it was a well-known brand considered to be premium. He was eating this kind of food which is kibble, and that's the 90% of the packaged food which is sold in the country and around the world. So he used to primarily have kibble and a little bit of curd rice in the afternoon for his stomach. So the turning point was the research. When we went into it, we realized kibble was first made in the world because of food shortage during World War II. And then of course the big companies realized that they can use the reject ingredients, pack it into something for dog feed and cat feed. I would not call it food because it is made from very, very bad quality ingredients. This is what we saw. We then researched and saw that the temperature at which it is cooked is 270 to 300 degrees centigrades. Imagine, it would be typically told that don't eat samosas being taken out of the same oil, because the temperature is very high. There can be possible carcinogens into it. And the same thing is happening with their food. The third problem was, it is commonly known dogs and cats should not have sugar. But one of the binding factor in kibble is starch. Now starch is nothing but complex sugar. So imagine, with all our love, and we thought we were doing the best for Max, we were feeding him food, and that too after paying premium, which contained bad ingredients, which typically you and I can't consume. It is not fit for human consumption. We were giving food which was heated at such extreme temperature, and it is ultra processed. And then we were feeding food which also had some form of sugar into it. So this was the trigger for us. And when we tried making the alternate recipe, which now is known as Blep, at home, so Max loved it. In fact, I would like to share what he developed was hip dysplasia, which happened because of gain in weight. And the gain in weight happened because of the starch in kibble. And once we fed him Blep, he lost his extra weights. He was always active, so exercise was not an issue with Max. And eventually he was weaned off his hip dysplasia medicines also. So a combination of this is what triggered to us launching Blep. So my first impression when I read about what goes into making kibble, I just clenched and was possibly angry. Did you know that even deceased animal can be put into their food? It would be written as chicken (D) at the back of the pack. Did you know that in India there are no guidelines which regulate that this should be the quality of the food, or this is what should be declared on the pack? The dog food or cat food is classified as cattle feed. So the regulations are same which would be there in cow fodder. That's literally grass. So there are no regulations in our country today. There is no guidelines to be followed. And which is what made me angry as a pet parent for the last 22 years. And we have had 3 to 4 dogs at home. That how can there be no regulations? How can the industry be just putting in whatever they wish? And I was very, very sad to see that these are the kind of ingredients which cannot legally be brought to our plates. So they are rejects, they can't be used for human consumption, and they form the core of the food. And this core I was buying by paying premium, so I felt very cheated as a customer. So the beautiful thing was Max got healthy, and then what we did was we just went to our network and said, hey, listen, these are the ingredients that we have used, and would you like to give it a go? We got 100, 200 volunteers who said they are willing to try the food. The beautiful thing was 90% of them came with a chest thumping yes. It was not a moderate or a feeble yes. They said, oh wow, what did you put in the food? I was so happy to tell them that, you know what, we had put only natural ingredients. We didn't use any preservatives. We are not using any chemicals. We are not using any fillers. And which is why today, when we have 16,000 very happy customers buying regularly from us. And I'm sure by the end of this year, this number will grow to nothing less than 1 lakh customers. The common happiness that people have is that they're very satisfied feeding natural. And I think I can very happily share that we have built that kind of trust with our customers, and we continue to move on a path where we would put only natural ingredients, something which you and I can eat. And I'm very happy to share that Blep food, though it is meant for dogs and cats, I have eaten all our recipes. So very happy with that, and that's the path that we'll take in the future also. And my appeal to all pet parents would be, listen, we don't eat hyper processed food on daily basis, and even our dogs and cats shouldn't eat hyper processed food. What you normally feed at home is very good. Just ensure that there is good amount of protein in their diet, because protein is a bigger building blocks for them in comparison to humans. We regularly suggest to our customers that, you know what, you buy Blep for protein, add rice, etc. to it, then it becomes a complete meal. And my appeal would be very simple. Just be very cognizant of what you're buying. Read the label. Read it very carefully. And I'll see you all in the next video.